Welcome back to the Unnamed Project. Today we're going to start making sense of our 1200cc triple threat. Yeah, today's the day. Today's the day. If everything goes well, because it always does, we are going to finish cutting up these heads, finish welding up these cylinders, and then put everything together, make sure everything fits, because obviously it's aluminum, everything moves and all that. And then after that, I don't know, but I'm getting excited with this. So if you guys have just joined in on us, this is part 3 of our custom 1200cc two-stroke skidoo engine. It could be in something else, but for this case, it's a skidoo. What we've done so far is that we went ahead and took a pile of cranks apart, repinned them to have a triple crank that now fits in these cases. We've destroyed these cases and then welded them back together, so now they fit our crank. Last episode, we were working on our cylinders. Now they're tacked in place and then they're about to get finalized. And then we were missing our heads, which we now have. After this is done, it's got to start going together. And then once it's together, it's just a snowball of... The hat is out, time to get serious. Okay, so last time you saw us basically putting these, cutting all the cylinders down and putting them together, right? So now they're just tacked. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna fit it back into the case and straighten up as much as I can. And then I'm going to weld them as much as possible, all right? Let's go to the welding bench. Actually, let's just move the welding bench over. Well, there we go. So the one I just welded was this side here. Not the best of welds, but again, I'm not the best of welders. All in all, this is sealed up, so I'm pretty happy with that. So I have to line or make the bolt holes line up. So these ones line up perfectly. Well, sorry, this half lines up perfectly. The other half on this side doesn't quite line up as good. Yeah, I'll have to have a look at that and I'll get back to you guys. Give me some power. While I'm pulling the shavings out of my face and my jacket, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Not gonna lie, that was pretty complicated. So, some areas I couldn't get, as you can kind of tell down there. And then most of the other areas went not too bad. So the holes obviously still offset a little bit, not the end of the world. That part there is done. I'm worried about something though. If you remember, this is the little plate that I just put in earlier, right? So, ooh, gross, I gotta clean that up. What I'm kind of worried about is the pressure that's in here blowing the plate out and then me end up having a leak through somewhere where I can't weld, for example. So what I think, not what I think, what I'm actually gonna do is I'm going to inject some high temperature epoxy in between the seams. And then at the same time, I'm going to completely fill up this bolt hole on both ends. And then after that, re-drill it. And that's going to give me a bit more strength when the bolt starts pushing down. This stuff is really, really high heat, so it should be all right. But yeah, that's the only kind of concern I have, will be that one right there. Just did that little hole down there. You can kind of just see it like way, 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 way down there. And what I'm planning on doing, I'm going to take some paper towel there and I'm going to stuff it in the hole. Stupid sausage finger is always in the way. So I'm going to stuff it in the hole and try to push it into the crack so it doesn't come all the way out just yet. And then once the cylinder is hot, what I did basically is I took, this is the stuff I'm going to be putting in there. And I had one of these. What I did is I cut the syringes in two. And then what I'm going to do is mix my stuff, put it into here. And then, well, I got to heat up the cylinder first because I want it as hot as possible so it actually seeps in, right? Because this stuff is really hard. And then all I did, I didn't waste any of it. This stuff only hardens once the two parts are mixed together. So I'm just going to cover that up so it doesn't get wasted. And then I'll still be able to use the compounds, right? So we'll try to get the camera set up for you guys, and hopefully that works. Give you a rough idea of what we're doing here. So what I tried to do, this is the JB weld that's still doing its thing there. So what I tried to do, I'm pretty sure you guys have noticed already, is I'm trying to offset every one of these cuts. So by offsetting, it gives me more strength. So this one here is going to be no different. So what I want to do, the head that I have actually has one chamber that's pretty destroyed, which kind of works out because the one on the outside is the one that I need. So you can kind of see the line I did there. That's the first cut I'm going to make. And my plan basically is by going as far as this hole here, then it gives me enough material to kind of play with to try to match it all up here. So basically, I'm going to start by cutting this one. Then I'm going to have to clean it up a little bit there. You can see this kind of a little mess of weld that's still there. That'll be fast and easy to clean up. Once that's there, I'm going to bolt the heads down loosely and then see exactly how much I have to trim off of both of them to get them to fit initially. Once they fit initially, then we'll take it from there. So I'm looking at what I got to do here. First little bit, I'm obviously going to have to, obviously going to have to trim this corner off. It's kind of useless for now, and it stops me from basically beveling here to weld both the heads together. Now, a little bit of an interesting thought though. This is coolant and this is sealed. I don't know if you can kind of see down in there. It's really hard to tell, but I think what I'm going to end up doing, because these heads share the coolant and it comes out through here. What I'm going to do, this is still going to receive coolant because of the way the pump works. I think I'm simply going to connect from here to here and then basically let the coolant flow to here. Or seal everything off and make an elbow that goes over there. Not quite sure yet. I'll have a little look there and kind of see what's up. One thing's for sure though, these need to get welded up so I can start at least cleaning all this stuff. I think I'm gonna put these guys in the sandblaster and just try to take this oxide off here. It's kind of It's pretty gross, so if I can get closer to clean metal, it'll just be a better weld. So as you guys probably saw, I opted not to sandblast. I just really polished this thing up there. Also, I cleaned up these bolts, these bolts there, because, I don't know, I'm worried. Obviously, I gotta have as many bolts as I can in here to try to hold everything together. But it obviously still makes me a little nervous. We'll just get at it, I guess, with not much of a choice. Just letting a little bit of argon pool inside the head to try to, just to help me out a little bit. You know, anything I can, basically. You can see basically I put a flat bar underneath and I'm using that to hold right where the spark plug holes are going to be. So that's going to help me to keep it straight. It seems like so far we're doing okay, but yeah, obviously a lot of contamination and nonsense, but all we can do is try. Gross. Well, yet another episode here. Unfortunately, run out of parts this time. So all the parts are ordered to get this thing together. They should be here, I assume, in the next week. If not, I have to start fitting this thing into the sled. So that's where most of my efforts are going to be going now, is to try to get this thing to fit in the vehicle, which is obviously going to be a problem. Anyways, your man Porter here. We're going to be signing out for this week. If you enjoyed watching this, leave me a little comment. If you didn't, leave me a little comment. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done it yet, and we'll see you on the next one.